Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, it's your second favorite English teacher after Miss Van or Miss Warren, of course. But I'm here today with Grammar Lesson C. Now, Grammar Lesson C. Today is our last lesson before a quiz. Next class, you will have a quiz. Don't worry, we'll give you some opportunities to ask questions. We'll do a few exercises, and then we'll take your first grammar quiz of the year. Be excited, be pumped. There's several to follow. 8 actually, if I remember correctly. So we've got plenty of grammar lessons up ahead, but let's go ahead and get started so we're not wasting too much time today. All right, here we go. First up, we've got prepositions. What is a preposition? Uh, Well, a preposition conveys spatial relationships. These are not maybe your most stylistic choices in grammar, right? But they're your essential parts of grammar. They're words like above, after, out, in, out, on, through, within. The trick that lots of people use with preposition is the log trick, right? If you can put the word before the two words, the log, then most likely it's a preposition. So under the log, in the log, outside the log, within the log, to the log, all those words are prepositions. Now, would frog the log be a preposition, frog? No. Frog is a thing. It's a noun, right? Conjunction. Conjunction is what ties together our sentences, right? That hooks up the different parts of our sentences, or different words, or phrases, or clauses. We actually have 3 different types of conjunctions: coordinating, correlative, like correlativeville, and subordinating. All right. So coordinating conjunctions are your traditional fanboys, right? They convey or they hold together 2 equal parts of a sentence, whether that be 2 words, 2 phrases, 2 clauses, or 2 separate sentences, bringing them together with one of those coordinating conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions create equilibrium in distinct pairs. We'll take a look at some of those in just a second, but those are your either or type of conjunctions. And then you've got subordinating conjunctions, which attach to what we call dependent clauses and can only be held together if you have a independent clause attached to it. Last, we've got interjections. Now, an interjection is well, it's not a necessary part of a sentence. We can take this out of a sentence and the sentence would still make sense, but what it does is it conveys emotion. Wow, neato, sweet. You know what I mean with interjection? Let's take a look at some of these in action. So first off, we're going to identify prepositions. So a preposition shows the relationship between a noun and other words in a sentence. So Lucy and her cousin jumped on the bed. Bed is the object of the preposition. This entire phrase, on the bed, is what we call a prepositional phrase. Mike put the backpack under his desk. Under his desk is our prepositional phrase. After lunch, Carrie and I went salsa dancing. Notice we can put a prepositional phrase before or after our primary independent clause of the sentence, whether that be Mikey put his backpack under his desk, Carrie and I went salsa dancing, or Lucy and her cousin jumped, right? So you've got 2 different types of prepositions, generally where prepositions and when prepositions. So behind, onto, within, from, or when prepositions, before, since, between, after, until, etc. Now, coordinating conjunctions, as we said, are the fanboys. They join 2 complete thoughts into one sentence, or they can put 2 words or clauses or phrases together. So Luke will wash your car. That's a complete thought. We also call that an independent clause. And I will find you the perfect air freshener. Another complete thought, independent clause. Fanboys go between the 2 complete thoughts and are preceded by a comma, right? So if you have 2 complete independent clauses, 2 complete thoughts, you will have a comma, and one of the fanboys. So Liam wants to get ice cream, comma, but I'm in the mood for salad. Either the barber will trim my hair, comma, or my cousin will have to. Stephen didn't bring any chocolate chips, comma, so I will need to go to the store after school. Use the term fanboys to help you remember the first letter of these common coordinating conjunctions. So you have for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Those are our fanboys, guys. All right? You've learned these before. Not too hard. Subordinating conjunctions. Now, subordinating conjunctions, we have a new phrase here. Some people call them swabbies. Those are just common ones. There's other ones, but since, when, after, because, if. All right. Now, subordinating conjunctions join two complete thoughts into one sentence. So, John missed the bus. That's a complete thought. He overslept. That's a complete thought. Now, because can bring those together into one sentence. Now, we actually would separate this into a independent clause and a dependent clause. So John missed the bus would be a independent clause, a complete thought. Now, if we took that away and all we had was because he overslept, that would be an incomplete thought as an entire clause because he overslept. That would be a dependent clause, or as some would call it, a subordinating clause. So these can be found at the beginning, middle, or middle of the sentences. So Gloria jumped up and down on the bed after she ate 10 sugar cubes. Again, if it was just after she ate 10 sugar cubes, we would have to say that is a dependent clause. And that can actually go at the beginning of the sentence or at the end of the sentence. Right? So we could say after she ate 10 sugar cubes, comma, Gloria jumped up and down on the bed. Notice with these, you don't have to have a comma if it comes at the end of a sentence. John missed the bus because he overslept. But if it comes at the beginning of the sentence, if I get good grades, comma, my uncle will buy me a bike. If I get good grades, comma, comes at the beginning of the sentence, we need a comma after the dependent clause. Or when the rain stops, comma, we can go play handball in the park. All right, correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions use either an or neither nor, or not only, but also. Just take a look at these examples and you can see kind of what we mean by the distinct pairs in these sentences. So Jack hopes to either water ski or finger paint at camp this summer. Either Susan will walk to school or I will have to drive her. All right. Julia not only finished her homework, but also managed to paint a mural. Harold needs to order as many toothpicks as he can. It's an interesting one because you have as and as. Interjections, so like these are amazing, and like anything like that is an interjection, guys. So all the likes and the uhs, those are interjections. If I'm being honest, I probably hear more interjections in my day-to-day life at school than almost any other word, right? Think about it. You know what I mean? Curse word. You go into that hallway, you're just going to hear interjection after interjection, right? But here are some examples of interjections. Again, we can take these out of a sentence, and the sentence should lose nothing except for emotion. But if used properly, they can add style and emotion to your sentence. So, guys, remember, quiz number 1 after these 3 grammar lessons is next class. All right, so be prepared for that. You'll have a chance to ask a few questions, but we will be taking that either on paper or on noredink.com. All right, we'll let you know when you get into class. Review these lessons, review grammar lesson A or B if you need to, and of course, ask any of the AP language teachers. We would be glad to help. All right, see you soon.